One other thing, here's a life hack. On your Tesla, when you get out of the car, put it in camp mode. Camping mode will leave the video running. So if you want to wash your car, you have a kid that wants to be with you, but you don't want them messing with the car. My kid is in there. She's happy as a clam. Air conditioner's running because it's in camp mode. But what camp mode also does is it leaves the video on. So if you look, see the video still playing? So the YouTube is still playing. And she's happy as a clam. So, yep. Remember camp mode. So I wanted to kind of give you guys an update on my commute and what it's like to drive 104 miles a day for work, sometimes up to 140 miles a day, depending on which office I have to go to. And the nice thing is it's usually through the country, so I don't have to go through city traffic or anything. It's in Central Florida on a road mostly off, you guys would know it as Highway 19 on the Gulf Coast. But I just wanted to give you an update on the Tesla, how it's doing and how it's handling its commute. So far, since I switched to the 19-inch wheels, I haven't had any problems. I did have a crack on my low-profile 21-inch wheel. I did get the car ceramic coated before I started this job, with a super commuting in mind. The ceramic coat is helping a lot. I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of bugs splattered all over my windshield. The big problem in this part of Florida too, there's tons of bugs. So if I wash my car, 3 days later, I've got bugs all over the front. Because this is a very rural part of Florida, lots of wildlife. So I have to constantly wash the front of my car, and the ceramic coat really does help get that off. As far as the car itself goes, it's been flawless. I'm at 146,000 miles, and the car is amazing. It's very comfortable. It's 10 years old now. It's a 2013 Tesla Model S P85 Plus. Like I said, I purchased this car back in 2019 for $29,000. The original owner paid $120,000 for the car. So pretty significant hit. Now, one thing I don't have is I don't have any autopilot. I don't have any Sentry mode, no cameras that can pick up anybody messing with the car. The only camera I have is the rear camera, which I leave on sometimes. But I do have MCU2, which MCU2 does give me theater mode, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, and all that. So the car is updated as far as that goes, and I do get the video games and things like that, all the arcade stuff. But I do not have the Sentry mode or the autopilot, which is something I'd really like to have. And the biggest part of that autopilot would be the automatic braking. That to me is a game changer, because that can really save your life. And this morning there was a lot of fog, and it was actually almost dangerous because everybody was slowing down. You could barely see. And if I had like radar or even the vision cameras, that would be great. I think the early generation autopilot had a radar sensor that would help you. Now, as far as my consumption goes, a lot of you guys that geek out on the consumption want to know. I'm at 294 watts per mile, and like today it's an 82-degree day. I'm at 303 watts per mile, which is really not bad. I think the 19-inch wheels make a huge difference on the consumption. And my speeds, I never really get over 70. I probably hit about 68, 70 miles an hour. But all in all, it's been an amazing road trip car. Turn on the heated seats, pre-conditioned with the air conditioning before you get to the car. As far as the trip goes, I usually get home with about 50 to 60 miles of battery left. I usually charge it to 80%. I usually return with about 25%, 27% of battery left. So this car originally had 265 miles of range. It fully charges, it would get 220 to 230 miles of range. And this is the original battery, 146,000 miles on the original battery. You hear a lot of people saying, oh, you got to change the battery. What's really funny is I live in a really small town, and right in front of me is a Tesla Model Y. It's pretty funny. You're starting to see more and more Teslas everywhere. And with the $7,500 federal tax credit, it's a screaming deal to get a Model 3 or a Model Y now. For less than $35,000, you can be into a Tesla. And in fact, if you live in California or Colorado, one of the states that has a lot of EV subsidies, there's people that I know that are getting Teslas for under, let's see, they're getting them for, I think, under 25,000-ish. It's funny, I got a Model Y here, and so anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I'll keep you informed on this Tesla if I have any problems with it. Oh, I did have a taillight go out. One of my LED taillights burned out, and Tesla came to my work and replaced the taillight for $366, which was, I mean, I think very reasonable. So that's funny. There's so many Teslas now. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about Teslas, about buying a Tesla, charging a Tesla. Oh, here's another funny story. So I actually had an issue where I forgot to charge one night. So over in Crystal River, there's a supercharger. So I had to divert myself an extra, 15 miles over to Crystal River to the supercharger. And I had to supercharge, and then I had to go to work after that. So that was pretty interesting. I'm so glad we have superchargers in this area. I will say, if you don't have a charging network, I mean, I charge at home all the time. I don't really supercharge a lot, but I would highly recommend to, scout out your charging network before you buy an electric car. That's obviously a smart thing to do. 75% of all people have a place to charge their car at home, meaning there's only a small percentage of Americans are apartment dwellers. So you can charge your car at home. Do it, you'll save a ton of money. All right, well, that's it for me. Like I said, leave comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear about your EV stories, or if you're EV curious, or if you're looking to get an EV, ask me questions. Have a great day and take care.